Welcome to the new year! I know everyone's got Prismatic Evolutions and Journey Together on the mind, but before we embrace Owner's Pokemon, let's take a long-awaited trip down memory lane and explore what Surging Sparks has to offer. I've got me here a fresh Elite Trainer box from the extremely coveted set, and we're going to crack it open and see what fun new cards populate its contents. Alright, while I'm getting these packs out, I am super excited to talk about this set's promo print. Shinji Kanda has really made waves with his artwork on the TCG, becoming one of the most well-known artists among collectors, despite only debuting 3 years ago in Brilliant Stars. This beautiful Magneton already goes for around $5 in the secondhand market, and if this was printed as a proper chase, you know it would go to the moon. Kanda perfectly captures the electric energy of Magneton with an explosive piece that draws your eyes to the center of the card, before leaving you to wander out and catch all the wonderful detailing this card has to offer. Usually, for artists like this, I say they're going to go places, but with Kanda, I'd be so bold as to say that he's already there, and this print perfectly illustrates that. Starting us off, in our first pack, we get Apios' Mankey, Sonosuke Sakuma's Zebstrika, Shimori Yukichi's Marill, Tushnao Aoki's Rellor, Daisuke's Alolan Dugtrio, Donchao's Wo-Chien, Kentaro's Ceruledge, Amulet of Hope by Toist Beach, Winter Wanderer's Panseer, and Ghidorah's Terapagos. Pour one out for the worst of the Treasures of Ruin, doomed to a life of poor typing. Competitively, Wo-Chien falls extremely short of the peers, but with this piece by Donchao, it might just stand a fighting chance in my heart. Donchao perfectly encapsulates this Forest Curse's demonic energy with a menacing low-angle perspective and harsh lighting, backlit by an impending storm whose strong winds only add more flavor to the piece as a whole. It's the kind of piece that will get any PU mom trembling in their heavy-duty boots. Continuing on to pack number 2, we find Ryoma Urasaki's Fanfi, Miki Tanaka's Stunfisk, Shinya Komatsu's Shellos, Unanori's Dedenne, Ryuta Fuse's Xerneas, Terra Orb by Ayaka Yoshida, Goto Minori's Flapple, Ayakasube's Slackoth, Akino Fukuji's Alolan Diglett, and Akagi's Skeledirge. The Shellos line is the kind of Pokemon that lends themselves so wonderfully to great prints, and this one by Brilliant Stars alum Shinya Komatsu is no exception. Komatsu's iconic use of blues and whites led themselves to the piece, giving a cooler feel to this tropical backdrop. The stepped beaches are a cute addition that gives the setting an added level of detail that feels perfectly in line with something you'd catch in the games, fishing out the world of the TCG in that subtle way that I absolutely adore. Komatsu is a name you may know more from his many illustration rares focused predominantly on water types or other ocean-adjacent Pokemon. You might also know him as the mangaka behind works like Soda Water of August and Gojo no Akube. His love for the sea becomes even more pronounced in these works, as well as his other individual prints, and his knack for setting really shines through to always give this warm tropical feeling that really makes me yearn to visit, especially during the depths of winter like I am in now. Just a really fun addition to the TCG, and one I'm excited to see more of in the future. Moving into our third pack, we've got Miki Kudo's Helioptile, Makayu's Charcadet, another Alolan Diglett, Kizaro's Spheal, Nurikabe's Miraidon, Drayden by Ghidorah, another Wo-Chien, Burangaru's Cofagrigus, a reverse Holo Terra Orb, and Akagi's Iron Crown. I have a soft spot for Helioptile and for Miki Kudo as an artist in general, so when the two come together, you know I'm going to be very happy. Kudo's playful, papercraft-esque style and creative use of shapes and color give this Pokemon the perfect spark to light this piece up, adding another great piece to a long lineup of great Helioptile prints. If I could be so bold, Miki Kudo is an absolute legend when it comes to TCG artists. Debuting back in the XY era with Butterfree from Generations, their masterful understanding of shape and form have lent themselves to many standout prints over the years, and it shows no signs of slowing soon. The flat colors and lack of discernible line work help to give this almost childish papercraft feeling that further combines with the exaggerated form to create one of the most playful styles in the entire TCG, and there are many strong contenders for that title. In our fourth pack, we find Ryota Murayama's Heliolisk, Ayako Ozaki's Satotl, Eri Kamei's Glimmet, Hoshino Kuroi's Magnemite, another Xerneas, Tezero's Passimian, Lively Stadium by Imoni, a reverse hollow Meryl, Minahamu's Sizzlepede, and Yuya Oka's Chien Pao. From the minds of debut artist Ayako Ozaki, Satotl here is such a charming piece for such a charming Pokemon. Ice types like this are usually shrouded in cool blues, whites, and purples or greens if you're feeling adventurous, but Ozaki shakes things up, bringing in warm oranges and yellows to add some warmth to this piece. The slight yellow of the whites and red highlights pair wonderfully with the colder blue shadows to give the impression of a warm morning glow on a snowy day that our subject seems to be eating up. Me too, buddy. Me too. As we cross the halfway point, in Pack 5, we get Koji Nakata's Sandygast, Chibi's Zuilos, Shinya Mizuno's Rotom, Yoko Hishida's Togepi, Dom's Mousehold, Yoriyuki Ikigami's Meowstic, Callbell by Ayaka Yoshida, a reverse hollow Sandygast, Shie Nanahara's Annihilate, and Hydreigon EX by 5-Band Graphics. While they might be underwhelming mechanically, as a collector, the new wave of Stellar Terra Pokemon have been a treat to collect. The generally intimidating and dark nature of Hydreigon here is offset by the dazzling gleam of the Rainbow Holofoil to cement a unique blend of elements only this mon could pull off. Not a particularly expensive card, but still a shining jewel for the collection. In our 6-pack, we find Shinji Kanda's Kecleon, Taiga Kayama's Trapinch, Sui's Cryogonal, Hyogonosuke's Uxie, Kodama's Ho-Oh, Colberberry by Studio Bora Inc., Taiga Kasai's Paldean Tauros, Oswaldo Kato's Executor, Scav's Gastrodon, and another Gastrodon. I've been really getting into TCG Pocket as of late, and after Mythical Island introduced a whole slew of new Taiga Kayama art, I've got the urge to talk about her some more. Trapinch here is a lovely addition to a portfolio dating back to Obsidian Flames. The thick line work, saturated colors, and rounder features give me the feeling of something that wouldn't feel out of place in a charming little indie game. Trapinch's strong jawline and the bite mark on the rock draw sharp contrast with the smooth feeling of the rest of the piece, drawing your attention to the critter's largest asset. If you're like me, looked at Kayama's artwork and said this would look great in a game or kid's picture book, then you'd be right. Kayama's a relative new name to TCG, but has a solid portfolio outside of it, from children's books to concept art for Supercell's Squad Busters. Her creativity shines even more in her original designs, all with the same round, charming style that even makes my cold heart flash back to those wonderful days of childhood innocence. I guess the background and children's illustration does translate nicely over to a TCG like this, but it's still always a joy to see someone like this bring their all to make this hobby as fun to explore as it is. Moving on to pack number 7, we have Takashi Shirashi's Glamora, Onishi's Snorlax, Felicia Chen's Primeape, Nakamura Ippon's Rufflet, Dragon Elixir by Ayumi Odashima, another Xerneas, another Passimian, a reverse hollow Togepi, Marina Chikazawa's Larvesta, and Soichiro Gunjima's Tapu Koko. I talked about Takashi Shiraishi last time with their Tortuga from Stellar Crown, but I don't mind double dipping with artwork this good. Shiraishi's knack for intricate, colorful backgrounds shines through here, depicting a glistening crystal cave whose almost extraterrestrial feel matches our subject perfectly. One thing is certain though, and that's that it's going to take a lot for whoever draws Galora next to top this one. Almost at the end, in pack 8 we get another Rellor, Mina Nakai's Celio, Shimarish Tsukichi's Clobbopus, another Heliolisk, another Annihilate, Jasmine's Gauge by Taira Akitsu, another Xerneas, another reverse hollow Togepi, Gosen's Donphan, and Natsume Yoshida's Tapu Lele. Another familiar name in this series, Shimari Yukichi chalks up another great set with Clobbopus here. This mon has gotten a lot of love from this gen across 3 great prints, but this might just be my favorite. The cartoonish style, crashing waves, and slightly angled camera all give a fierce but playful feeling to the piece that fits this little goober perfectly. Yukichi's thick lines and sharp colors round off the piece, ending in a final design, which gives the SSR from this set a run for its money. Finishing things off in our final pack, we get another Panseer, Sabateri's Oranguru, Narumi Sato's Vulpix, Soso's Swablu, Aya Kasube's Shiinotic, Time by Akira Komayama, 313's Victini, Signing Misaki's Oricorio, a reverse holo Vulpix, and Don Chow's Palkia. Oh boy, do we have a doozy here. I've talked about Aya Kasube's art before in the Shrouded Fable video, but I guess now's as good a time as any to give a deeper dive. Shiinotic is the latest, greatest print from this franchise veteran, and it's just as great as always. Shiinotic's glow illuminates a haunting background of mangled roots and trees that fade into a murky green backdrop. Shiinotic's simple position and vacuous eyes draw you into the comforting glow of its light, while its spindly arms threaten to trap anyone who gets too close. You usually can't go wrong with a more dynamic composition for card art, but in this case Kasube leverages a simpler layout for maximum effect, and I love every square inch of it. Kasube herself is a longtime veteran of the TCG, with prints dating all the way back to the New Discovery. Starting out with a much simpler storybook-esque style, by the late EX era she started playing around with more complex compositions, and by the time we reach the black and white era she's already cemented herself as one of the absolute GOATs. While many artists go for more playful styles, Kasube goes hard in the other direction, bringing her talents to these thick, atmospheric pieces that are some of the most creative and contemplative versions of the chosen Mon that we've ever seen. Shiinotic here might just be one of her best, and that's saying a lot. As is typical of features in this video, she's also lent her talents to a couple children's storybooks over the years, and I can't help but assume they're just a wee bit darker than the works of many other artists I've highlighted. The early 2000s were a different time for sure. With that, we reach the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe for more videos like this in the future. And until next time, I am going to go warm up next to the fire and try to avoid the cold. Alright, let's see what I have to read today. Hello? Who is this? Fine. I'll be right there. Hello? You called for me? God damn it. Alright, is it something about the trees? What do you mean by that? Of course, there's no one here. It's snowing out. Ugh. Stupid prank calls. What is that? You gotta be kidding me. My life is a hellish purgatory of which I am unable to escape from, but I guess we have one more pack here, so we might as well open it. In our bonus pack, we find Kariya's Charcadet, Sayasaruda's Smoochum, Kawayu's Skarmory, Uzgamin's Tandemaus, another Flapple, another Annihilate, another Jasmine's Gaze, a reverse holo Bochien, Cherokee Titan, and Naruno's Togekiss. 3 episodes in, and we've finally pulled our first illustration rare, and what a pull to get. From the minds of Crown Zenith alum Jerky, Titan here highlights all the reasons they should be one of your favorite artists too. The contemplative look as Titan looks out into a sea of shapes presumably as abstract as the iceberg it stands on sells the piece hard, and I'll always be a sucker for seeing bonus Pokemon on a card like we get with the Wailmer at the bottom of the piece. Jerky is one of those artists that I'm honestly surprised hasn't been around for longer. Debuting in Crown Zenith with the SIR of Luminion V, they've really made their presence known since then, making the most of the last 2 years. Titan here is a bit of an abnormality, as their pieces are often filled with a wide assortment of vibrant colors, creating an almost tropical feel that breathes life into every mod they depict. Seems like everyone who works on the TCG either is a picture book artist or has a history of some absolutely deranged artwork, and Jerky falls squarely into the latter camp with some absolutely wild pieces with even more abstract forms in their TCG output. The sense of humor is just the right kind of absurdist, and I wouldn't have it any other way. What a great pull from such a great artist. Alright, and with that, we finally reached the end of the video and can put Surging Sparks behind us. As always, here's an image of all of our pulls that we got. Pretty good set overall with a lot of good bulk, it's just a shame that finding packs has become so difficult. Looks like things aren't going to be letting up for a while, so stay safe out there guys, and let's brave this storm together. Let me know down below what your favorite card from the set is, and while you're down there, remember to like and subscribe for the next episode in the series when it drops. If you want more content from me, you can follow the links down below to the write-up I did on the best cards from Surging Sparks, and follow me at the other links for other forms of content that I put out. Until next time, remember, when you're chasing commons, every pack is a god pack. Happy pulling.